All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You're watching India Tonight. Well, the India AI Impact Summit is scheduled to be held from February 16th till 20th. This will happen in New Delhi. And ladies and gentlemen, here at the AI Summit, this is expected to be the largest gathering as far as AI is concerned. In fact, it's going to be the largest of the 4 global AI summits that have been hosted till date. It will reflect the growing international momentum around responsible, inclusive, and impact-driven artificial intelligence. And in fact, in the run-up to the big summit in New Delhi, we at ET Now are speaking to key players in the field of AI, in the sector of AI, to get a perspective on how India can be a key leader in AI and how businesses and sectors will be disrupted by the technology. In fact, joining us tonight on the show is InVideo CEO Sanket Shah. InVideo, remember, is a powerful online video creation platform that has gained popularity. He will be sharing with us how he views this summit as a giant stride for the Indian AI sector and how India can make a mark globally.
Hello, Sumita. This is Sanket here. It's amazing that India is doing this India Impact Summit. It's very, very exciting time on the front of what's happening in India and what's India AI Summit going to do for the world. At InVideo, we are hosting one of the largest AI film festivals at Qutub Minar on 17th of February, 6 p.m. onwards. It's very exciting to showcase what's possible with AI video, and I do believe that AI video gets ready for prime time in 2026, which means that it will definitely be used on 100% of the hybrid workflows. So the feature films you'll see and things that you'll see on Netflix and Amazon Prime will have large components of AI. The good news, though, is I do believe, and I'm pretty sure about it, is the human behind the machine who is going to create these videos, who is going to tell the story. They don't really go anywhere. Those are the people who know exactly.
Absolutely. So the human aspect, Sanket, allow me to interject you here. The human element, whether it's related to any work related to AI, that is going to remain. So when we talk about, jobs getting eliminated because of AI, well, people will have to sort of reskill themselves to meet the demands of an AI world. But let me ask you a follow-up question, since you mentioned about, how filmmaking is going to change. But when AI videos become full-fledged and when they flood the market, do you see power shifting to individual creators from studios as far as AI video creation is concerned?
I think that is the primary shift that's going to happen. If you think about filmmaking today, it has to go through series of permissions and funding. And now you can have a 50 lakh rupee budget and you can create a great feature film, even releases in theaters. And if the story is right, you'll be able to do it, which essentially means a writer, a director, a DOP can come together and really knock out a film in a period of 6 months. And that's the most amazing thing to happen, because you don't really need permission to keep creating and keep believing in your stories and need buyers to also believe in the story. So I do believe that that's really going to happen, but those skills are going to still lie in the hands of the craftsman of today, and it's not going to get democratized to you and me or non-creators of the world.
Sanket, hi, Ankur this side. Now, it is something which one has to change how things are functioning. As you mentioned about the videos per se, the filmmaking is going to change. But having said that, how do you also protect the individual creators in that sense? Is that also a concern?
I want to address the first question before that things have to change. I think the only thing has to change is just the fear that you will not be able to figure it out, because you will be able to figure it out. If you are going to take a very tangible example of filmmaking, a filmmaker, a director's assistant prompts the set. The only thing that has changed is that set is on your laptop now. So that's the good news. And it's not all that difficult. I don't think that you're expected them to do anything different than what they already do on the set. It is just the same principles of telling a story, which is really the good news. And I don't think there is much to learn, except can you spend 2 weeks doing this?
Absolutely. And of course, like you stated earlier, Sanket, that the power will shift to individual creators. We'll have to see how that really plays out. But how big is this opportunity? What is the figure that you're pegging with respect to AI generated videos, especially with respect to the fact that you mentioned that on Netflix, for instance, filmed videos will be replaced by AI videos. So what is the scope of this opportunity that we're seeing?
I think it's not AI generated video. I think AI is aiding a particular part of storytelling. If there is a car accident that you need to show, it's incredibly expensive to do that. It's incredibly expensive to block a road and do the whole thing. That can move to AI. That's just a tiny bit of a story. So it's really an aid. It's no different than how VFX is used in most forms. So I do think that if we leave out just films and we consider the whole video perspective, it's rapidly growing. I think it's going to be billions of dollars. And at this point, putting a figure is less important than saying or feeling that it's going to be incredibly large.
But as I was mentioning earlier also, suppose you're creating a film, you mentioned about the scene as well. But the point being, one actor can be used by AI in several places as well. I mean, whomsoever it is. So where does that come from? And more importantly, do you think government needs to fix some of the boundaries beforehand before the situation is out of control?
I think it's very difficult to set boundaries for the government, because if bad actors have to act, they will act. I just want to take a step back. There are 2, 3 fold responsibilities here. The responsibility of a tool, and a tool like InVideo will never let you really have an avatar of someone getting created without their permission. So that's one. And the second aspect is of the aspect of say a YouTube or an Instagram on that matter, where a bad actor is producing some bad information, they need to be stopped. So I think on an iterative perspective, this is very, very workable, and we will work through this to solve the misinformation issue or issue of using someone's likeness without taking their permission. If those are the two issues, I do believe that those two issues will get solved. My opinion on the government building the boundary lines, I think it's a little too soon. AI is changing too fast, and we need to let it evolve, settle a little before we can set all the guardrails. If we do not want to risk of missing out any large AI opportunity today.
Right, Sanket, but the government's approach largely, if you see with respect to the AI space or the social media space, has been to allow innovation and have a very light touch regulation. And in fact, let me ask you, since you're talking about regulation, the IT ministry just a couple of days back came up with its guidelines on how to crack down on deepfakes and, of course, how to sort of regulate deepfakes. And one of the rules said that companies or intermediaries or creators rather are required to apply a watermark across all AI generated videos. You have really spoken against that. Why do you think that's not a good move? And are there any global parallels that we can look at in terms of how countries have sort of cracked down on deepfakes, especially when it comes to AI?
I think I'm extremely in favor of cracking down deepfakes as aggressively as we can. We do not need deepfakes in this country. I also do believe that the government is not just supportive, but what the India AI mission is doing today is something that no government of the world is doing. And the incredible support, I think every researcher, every startup, every college is getting from India AI mission, and everything India is doing on the AI front is just incredible. It is super swift. It is very, very fast. It is very, very receptive. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing the AI Film Festival at Qutub Minar, and it did take a lot to get a permission, and it couldn't happen without very deep support from the government. So I think government is doing everything in the best possible manner, where I am actually very confident about India's future with AI. On the other end, I think every AI video having a watermark is going to just be a tough to implement policy. It has started at a particular place, and it will get iterated for it to land at the right places. So, because I mean, there will be models from across the world who will not really adhere to these guidelines. And then there's Instagram, YouTube.
Right.
Everyone has to come together to really fix this regulation. Until that doesn't happen, the whole thing won't flow, and I think it will get iterated to
point taken. Of course, this is something which needs to be watched out for, because this space is changing so rapidly. Thank you so much for your time and joining at this hour.
Thank you so much.
And moving on.